This is Tunde Ajayi here for Pro Boxing Fans. We're here in London today at the second part of the April 11th announcement with, as he moves a bit out of shot, the one and only Tunde Ajayi, trainer, manager,
entrepreneur.
There you go. Tunde, it's been a while. How you been?
Business mogul. How you doing, my man? Nice to see you.
Very good, very good. Let's talk about it. Big fight for Anthony Yarde, domestic clash against Lyndon Arthur on April 11th. Talk to me about how this fight sort of came about.
Big fight for Anthony Yarde? You mean big fight for Lyndon? For us, it's a fight. For us, it's always a fight. It's not big or nothing. It's just a fight. But it is a big step up for him. Listen, we wasn't even looking at the fight. I wasn't even looking at it. So I think last week someone sent me a tweet with Lyndon saying that Anthony Yarde has rejected the fight, or Tunde Ajayi has rejected the fight. The reason why none of us saw it, because he didn't put the right acts. But when I did see it, because some friend sent it to me, I was like, what? Well, I don't even know about this fight. What's going on? So then I met Frank on some other stuff, and Frank mentioned it to me. I said, well, put up the money. Lovely, we'll have that all day, you know. And it is a great fight. Finally, the domestic fight that the UK fans, or some UK fans, have been asking for, and I think it's going to be a good fight because, you know, Lyndon, he's done well. He's come up. He's overcome adversity, and I like him. I like Lyndon. You know, and on April 11th, it's just business.
Yeah. I mean, in the press conference just now, you said when Anthony Yarde beats Lyndon, he will still come back, Lyndon Arthur. Yeah. So he's clearly, you know, a very good domestic opponent, operator, to face Anthony Yarde. But you believe, under no certain terms, that you're getting a win. How? Is it knockout? Is it? How do you see this fight going?
Well, you just need to look at Anthony's record. That answers the question. Like, we have the higher knockout ratio. We have the higher knockout ratio of better fighters. And I would go so far to say is that the first fight he had, he was in trouble in the first round and throughout the fight. You know, but his hard work, the work that he's put in previously, overcoming, and well done to him, because, you know, to go through adversity and come through at the other end strong is a very good thing. So, you know, you're asking the obvious. We only do KO. It's just everybody at Anthony's foot has touched the canvas, with the exception of Kovalev, and we all know how close he was to closing that show. So the mentality has always been the same for us, and that's knockout.
Just want to touch on a few weeks ago in Spain. It's been mentioned quite a lot, but speaking to Anthony about the fight he had in Spain in the interim, the reasons he gave were because of that WBO vacant shot, and, you know, the need for, if he is to fight for it, he has to have a fight in the interim, as well as, you know, the need for experience, which you've already always said to me is, you know, Anthony was lacking the experience, obviously very few amateur fights.
Yes.
So for you, you know, was it a bit of twofold, you know, having that fight out in Spain?
Well, what I've also said to you is that knowledge oftentimes beats experience. And the fight in Spain was always about us. It was always about coming back from the Kovalev fight. And, you know, Andy was out his first time, as I said, I've said it before, first time since the day we started training that he's taken more than a week at the gym. So his mind needed to recuperate, his body needed to recuperate. That first fight for us back in Spain, it done us wonders. You know, me and him were there with hotel, because we went up there on our own, me and Andy. It was only on Thursday that two other people from our team joined us, Coach Ade and Cutman Cam. But we was there on our own, and so that's that whole thing, that whole preparation, that build up to fights. It was good to have that back, me and Andy. And so we're going into this fight having just done that. What are we now? We're in March now? Yeah, so last month. So I've always said, when Anthony Yarde is active, you got a big problem, you know. And we're back on that activity trail, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm shadowboxing. Anthony was sparring yesterday with cruisers. Oh yeah, we don't spar. I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. We're back.
I mean, Frank Warren said in the press conference as well that the winner of this fight is going to get a WBO mandatory. That's what he's expecting. So, I mean, that must be extra motivation, you know, for you guys. Not that you really need it. You're very motivated people, but you know, having that extra carrot with that extra carrot of a world title shot looming.
The beats, they're like honey. That's why they're coming around me, because I'm a honey man. Anyway, yeah, go. Definitely. But to be honest with you, it's like I've always said, I remember it like yesterday, you know, me bringing Anthony, unknown, to Frank's office, and Frank just taking my word for it, saying that, I'm telling you, Frank, this young man is going to be special. He is special now, and we just need your help to navigate us through certain things in boxing. And I remember Frank, as clear as day, saying this: Tunde, you do your job, Anthony, you do your job, and I'll do my job, and we're going to get on like a house of fire. And that's what he's done. He's delivered everything for us. I've never had nothing bad to say. I mean, I wasn't working with Frank just when I started working with Anthony. I've been working with Frank for a long time. There's always been that face-to-face relationship, pick up the phone relationship anytime, whether I'm in this country or another. And Frank is the best at this. Promoters are good at different things. So you go to one promoter if you like his style, you go to another promoter if you like his style. And that's it really, and Frank has really always done great things for us.
If you just step slightly to the right for me, just so I get you a bit more in the sun.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I do want to just touch on Kovalev. We've discussed it at the Peacock, you know, the defeat, you know, what you've learned from it, etc. But how much was it a learning experience for you guys? Obviously, you mentioned, you know, little amateur experience, but Sergei himself and Buddy McGirt said to you after that they expect you to go on to become world champion.
Yes.
So I mean, that must. What did you take from that sort of exchange? You know, those guys, you know, who've had all that experience, all that success, saying those things to you.
Well, absolutely. You know, when people who have done it, you know, if you want to be a millionaire, don't go to someone who earns £20 a week. That's a bit low. But, you know, listen, man, Buddy McGirt, legend fighter, Hall of Fame trainer, Kovalev, Hall of Fame fighter, world champion, Ring Magazine champion. When these people talk to you and say that, he's not just going to go up to, I'm sure he hasn't gone up to any opponent that he's fought and say, you're going to be a world champion, or Buddy's done that. So they obviously saw something and felt something that night which allowed them to make that assessment. And it's something I've known deep down, but it's like Anthony always says, you don't know until you do it. You know, you can have all the wishing, the dreaming, the believing, but then you got to become it. And when you become it, then you say, yeah, my theory was right. So I'm happy that those two guys came up to us, and especially in a moment where we never ever thought would happen. You know, we never ever thought we'd be on the opposite side of a win. But most people give up after one or two failures in life, and me and Anthony ain't giving up at all. We're just going to keep working, we keep till the dream is fulfilled.
Just before we move on to anything else, I do want to just touch on your other charges, Alex Bishop, Bilal Ali. What updates can you give us? I believe Alex Bishop had a fight.
Kareem, you don't know about Malik Kareem yet? There's also Mohib, Flashy, Fazulden. He's coming. I just gave him his date the other day. He's over the moon. He wants to announce it now. So him and Bilal are going to be on the same bill. Listen, man, Stamina for Soul. It's a good time for us. And Bilal is, as I say, see, Anthony and Bilal are cut from the same cloth, but they're not the same people.
Can you explain that?
Anthony came to me very mature, mentally and physically. You know, Bilal, although he's got the mental capacity, physically he's got a lot to grow. You know, Anthony was a beast from when he was at the age of 13, 14. He was knocking grown men out at the age of 15. But that doesn't mean Bilal cannot achieve heights because he's not Anthony Yarde. It just means that we have to take time with him, build him slowly. Remember, Anthony had 12 amateur fights, Bilal had 3. And again, it shows that we've got something in Stamina for Soul. We're creating guys from nothing and building them. So Bilal, I'm looking forward to. Mohib, Fazulden, I'm looking forward to. Kareem Malik, I'm looking forward to. I just signed another young kid, but I'm not going to tell you about him yet because he's going to shock a few people. So, you know, I like surprises. But all in all, the whole team, Stamina for Sale, is doing well.
Right, I do want to come on to the events of a few weeks ago in Las Vegas. Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder. Did you expect that performance from Tyson Fury? Very few that I spoke to really anticipated a knockout of that degree, a stoppage. How did you sort of feel going into it, and what's your thoughts on it now?
I mean, wholeheartedly, let's be real. Nobody thought Tyson was going to do that. And even the ones that believed in him, I mean, other than his close, intimate family, because they're supposed to believe in you, I think people, maybe, Frank said it. Frank Warren said it. He said that was going to happen. Gordon Ramsay actually predicted the round. So, but he shocked me. But not in a shock like, oh yeah, I was wrong, because I don't train Tyson Fury. So any, prediction I ever give over any fight is always just going to be based on an instinct or what you've heard. And I think the majority, 99 times out of 100, are wrong. I always back the underdog. In this case, I don't know why I just think it was the 2 knockdowns in the first fight that kind of, I'm like, well, if this guy, but then, as Tyson said, he'd been away for a long time, fighting mental depression and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he has 2 fights against really nobodies. And but he was fit. He had the WWE fights. He come in fit, strong, new trainer. He said he was overtrained for the first fight. They obviously got that right. And he was just fantastic on the night, and he just committed GBH without getting arrested.
Great way of describing it.
Yes, sir.
In the aftermath, Deontay Wilder and Jay Diaz said that the costume was too heavy, weakened his legs. Your opinion on that?
No, it's actually, I actually believe him. You know how heavy those swings are? Not to mention the fact that you're walking in front of thousands of people. That wasn't thought about. That was, in his own words, he wanted to do something special for Black History Month. Well, definitely did. Because he made history on Black History Month. He got banged up. But I totally believe him. I just don't see the reason why he should be dishonest about that, because Andy's explained it to me when he's walking out to the ring in Russia. You know, it's an adrenaline. So if you've got adrenaline, natural adrenaline, coupled with a 40-pound body armour, your legs, they're gone. But that wasn't the reason why he lost. The reason why he lost is because Tyson Fury was the better man, the better fighter on that. Let's see what's going to happen with the heavyweight division, but a lot of people want to see this undisputed fight, yes. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. How would you see a clash between those two going? Obviously, they've got work to do before that. It's possible, Joshua against Pulev, potential of a third fight with Wilder and Fury, but how would you see that clash going? Well, there's no potential. That's happening. The third fight's happening. So we're going to wait till at least next year before we get that fight on. But I wouldn't like to say we're both winning. We're both UK fighters holding all the belts, all the marbles, and they're both great athletes. But Tyson Fury hasn't tasted defeat. So I just feel that, but AJ's bounced back from defeat. So you see, there's always something positive in something that appears negative, because for a man to come back from defeat and then defeat the man that defeated him and reclaim his belts, that's a serious thing. Only a few people have done that in the history of the sport. So both of them, I think Tyson Fury, again, created history, undisputed, beating the most feared man, apparently, in heavyweight history. So they both got a lot of accolades to their name, and it'd be an exciting fight, and one I would never pick a winner.
Sergey Kovalev has announced his return against Sullivan Barrera.
I saw that. Sort of just on the way here, actually. Is that light heavy?
So it's a 180-pound catch weight.
180. Okay. So cruiserweight.
Yeah. I mean, not quite at 200, but
if you're not light heavyweight, you're a cruiserweight, because why would you do a fight at 180? Doesn't make sense. You can't do that. That means you can't do the light heavy. He struggled against us making a weight. I didn't make no bones about it, because we were the B side, and I saw that. You know, he was struggling, and then again it became apparent at the Canelo weigh-in, but he couldn't hide it because now he was the B side. So he can't do that way. He's getting older, and I think that he should. Listen, if he goes back down to light heavyweight, I think if he's struggling, he's gonna find it very difficult. So 180 to me sounds like he's on his way to cruiserweight.
I spoke to Anthony about this. I don't know if you saw a video released. It was on the podcast Mike Tyson does, the Hot Boxing podcast with Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't know if you saw the video that went
sort of. Page.
Yeah. So the video went viral of him talking about the difficulties after he's retired. He's not the same man. He misses it.
I didn't see that part. I didn't hear that part.
I mean, what did you make of what you did see of it? And how much of an icon was he? Seeing how he fought, and how much. I mean, Anthony says himself. Mike Tyson's a massive inspiration for him. But what was your sort of reaction to that?
Everyone that was around me knew about boxing because of Mike Tyson. He was a man. I remember I was going into the newsagents the morning, and the newsagent man telling me that Mike Tyson lost. I said, bruv, don't be stupid. It's not possible. Mike can't lose. He is the man. Mike Tyson is in all of us, and again, it shows what I've always said. Boxing is 99% mental. I've said it. Brain controls muscle. And, a lot of people don't understand that these fighters go through things mentally, and some of them don't always deal with it in the right way. They don't have people around them to guide them and direct them and advise them properly. So, sometimes when you look at the person that you used to be, it hurts you a lot. And again, everything is time, and you need time and right people around you to get you through that. But I totally get where he's come from. I mean, Tyson Fury's done, and there's a multitude of fighters that you've never heard of that after their careers were finished, life just spiraled. You understand? So you see me and Annie, we're always on the happy side. I know I'm moving left and right and probably coming out of the camera, but me and Annie, we try to always be positive, and boxing is one night. The preparation is for one night. So why are you being looking like Mr. T for all the other days? Just relax, do your job, work hard, and then fight night, turn up, show up, blow up, lions in the camp.
Someone else with the podcast, yourself. I saw. Did you have Claressa Shields on that? How much of sort of in the women's game? We've seen what she's done, but obviously you've had her on.
Yes.
Talk to me about her character, her just persona as sort of a